Alright everybody, I'm going to be showing you how to download Project Diablo 2 onto a Linux installation using Steamplay. So what that means is if you're on anything besides SteamOS, you're going to download the beta client of Steam. You're going to take the app image and you're going to install it like normal. Once you get up to this screen, you're going to get to Add Game. You're going to go to Add Non-Steam Game, and this is going to be where we find our Diablo installation. So we're going to go browse and we're going to go to wherever your browser download path is. We're going to do all files, and then we're going to go look and we're going to go down to Diablo 2. Right? We're going to hit open and we're going to add selected programs. We're going to find it right here, and then we're going to go to properties for that to pop up. Oh, this is the wrong one. Close. Pop that up. And then before we start, we're going to go force specific Steam compatibility tool. We're going to go Proton experimental. This should work on most systems. Depending on your Linux distribution, it might not work. So what we're going to have to do in that situation is we're going to have to go over to and install another program. It's going to be linked up wherever the links are at, below or top, depending on where you're reading this from. And do Proton up Qt. Go ahead and launch that. And what this is going to do is it's going to give you the option of adding different versions of Proton to your Steam OS. So we just go over here, we go add version, let it load for a second because it takes a little second, and then it's going to be GE Proton, and you're going to do the most recent one that you'd want, or I use 37 normally on mine because that's always been stable, but depending on your distribution, you're just going to have to figure out which one works for you. It's going to be a little bit of a process, but it shouldn't be too hard. But we're going to go with experimental because this works on my Steam Deck. And then we're going to exit out from there. We're going to launch it. It's going to take us to the installer. And it does take a couple seconds. It's not instantaneous. So what this is doing is Steam is creating its own virtual installation of Windows, and this happens for every single time you add a Steam game. So each one of these has its own installation of Windows that has its own path. And then what complicates things is when you're trying to do like multiple installations, it will allow you to, if you just try to add the LOD installer or anything like that, it's not going to work like this. So you have to kind of do this workaround. So you're just going to take this, it's going to install it onto the virtual desktop for this installation. You hit OK. You're going to have this installer start. Unfortunately, the P2P is disabled, so this takes a long time. This is like 2.5 hours easily. Last time I tried it, so we're not going to be doing this today. But when you first launch this onto your system, most times it's going to give you a .NET download framework for Windows, and it's going to ask you to install it. You're going to hit yes. Sometimes that makes the downloader crash. All you do is just back out and you just rerun it from here. After this installer is done, it's going to take you to, or this downloader for the installer is done. It's going to run the installer. You're going to go through like a normal Diablo 2 installation. It's going to ask you if you want to play the game. You hit no. Reason being for it is when you try to run Diablo 2 from just the standard Blizzard version, it's gonna, if you try to go into Battle.net, it's gonna try to patch you to 1.14. It's gonna fork your installation. Everything's gonna crash, and you're gonna have to start all over again. So don't do that. So what we're gonna do from here is, since I already have this downloaded and installed, we're just going to be using my installation right here. It's just as like a way of pathing because I have everything all set up. So we get done with the first Diablo 2, the classic installer. Everything's all set up. You're gonna come back to that. You're gonna hit browse, and we're going to go all the way back up to where our downloader was, or our downloads from our browser are, right? So we're going to home deck, or whatever your installation path was, downloads. Then we're just going to hit up the second one. or destruction, and then I'm just gonna exit out, click that. Give it a couple seconds, and then the downloader for LOD is going to start. You're going to do the same process. You're going to go through all of it. It's just going to be very fast. Don't enter the game after, just exit out again. This one takes a lot shorter time. It's only like a 15-minute because it's only like 500 megabytes. It's not bad. And then once we're done with that and everything's installed, we're going to come back over here, hit properties, and we are going to navigate to our project Diablo 2 for the installer. You can see it's right here. Open, pop that bad boy open. And then you're just going to install, and it's going to go straight into the correct path. Cancel that once you're done. Just back out of that. Well, I'm canceling it, but you can just go through it like normal. It's going to bring you up to the launcher, and you can choose from there to play. But if you want to, you would have to download the pluggy system, which I have in my downloads. It is this zip right here that was compiled by Between Walls. It's the single player pack. All you do is just open and extract, and then once you have that extracted right here, you're going to find your installation path on your main window browser for your file system. For me, it's going to be home deck. Now make sure that you have your files that are hidden shown. It's going to be local share. You go down to Steam, and then Steam apps, then compat data, and you're going to see these filings the way it is. The shorter ones are going to be the games that you installed through Steam itself. These are all going to be games you've added. You're going to have to find which file system is yours. So I believe I am 1, 2, 3, 4, right here. This should be it. PFX. And then this is the virtual installation that's attached to my PD2, I believe. So oh, wrong one. Here you are. And so once we found that, we can open up the. You just want to come up and you want to save it like I've done over here. So by doing that, you just take Diablo 2, drop it over, drag and drop it. And then once we have this set up, you can go to our downloads again, plug a single player, Diablo 2, take this and just drag and drop right into your Diablo 2, and you're all set from there. And you have plugin installed. And the last part of the installation process is just going to, and I just renamed my installation as Project Diablo 2 just so I can have it all nice looking. But we would have to navigate to where our exe file is, so that way we can pull it back up instead of pulling up the installer every single time. So we're going to start off, we're going to go local, share, Steam, Steam apps, compat, find that mother trucker again. I think it is right. It should be this one, I think. Yep. And then we're going to go into PD2, and we are going to find the pluggy exe. If you want to run pluggy, play test stuff, let's go here, pop it open. Show you real quick that pluggy's all set up. So we have everything all set up. everything all works. Shared stash, everything all set up. And I'll show you real quick. Just as a note, you probably should run PD2 first before plugging. That way that you would have the full patch, everything installed for it first. They'll look it out order. But since we've already navigated to correct installation path of Diablo 2, you never have to do anything about it again, so you don't have to really mess around with anything. So we're just going to go on PD2 launcher. Okay. That's going to launch us to Project Diablo 2. Everything's going to pop up. You're going to be able to use everything, but for some reason on this, I have to always kind of reselect it. There we go. Pop it back up. Options are all available. You won't be able to click the. Oh, sometimes you won't be able to click that apparently, but filters, everything all works. And then so exit. This all works. Here, I'll even show you. Pause it for a smidge. Okay, so now we are here. You can see that Project Diablo 2. These are my characters. Everything's working all good. Yeah, Asian servers. And that is how easy it is to install PD2 on a Linux system. You don't have to do anything that's lutris or anything that's difficult like console, so just really straightforward. Thank you guys for watching my video. I hope this is helpful to you guys, and I hope you get to enjoy next season. Thank you.